Well, Cancelo to Arsenal mega boost. Hope you guys are really having a very wonderful evening. It's a Juma Karim for the Muslim viewers and subscribers all over the world. Thank you for always loving Allah and keep doing that. So Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. And for those watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, it's really one of those Fridays that you would want to see really get the announcement of Declan Rice and Julian Timber. And good news is that we might hear some good news today. I've said we might hear some good news today as we discuss this guy of Chelsea, Hudson Odoi. New destination has been really confirmed, and maybe in the next 2-3 hours we might get here we go. And lastly, there is a story of which other story are we covering? We are covering 3 stories, and I think I'm having one left here that you guys need to know about this transfer window that has gone ahead to see us talk about very many players, and most of you are really waiting to see who is that you're talking about. Thirdly, I'm trying to figure it out here. My web is really loading, and obviously it's all about Barcelona being fined for the financial fair play rules violation, same as Man United has been fined today. And very many people take this for jokes, but trust me, it really bites. UEFA really bites, especially if at all you really violate these rules. You see, Man City, they're having 110 violations that the Premier League went ahead to charge them. So you have to take this with a lot of consent when you are going to obviously do the needful of really blaming teams for not spending huge because of the financial fair play constrictions. Now, let's start it off with the Cancelo story. Now, Cancelo is one of those players still on the list of Arsenal, and they still want to sign him. You all know that. Now, he has been training, by the way, in Portugal with Declan Rice, the soonly announced player of Arsenal. Now, Man City has had lots of players leaving, but in the right back position they're going to be having a lot of huge exodus, because today we have a story coming in from Portugal and Nessing about Kyle Walker. Remember, Kyle Walker plays as a right back for Man City. They're having Cancelo and they're having Rico Williams, but Cancelo is not wanted at Man City anymore because he really broke up with the manager of Man City, known as Pep Guardiola, and he's up for sale. So, Kyle Walker, this is the huge story that has gone ahead to confirm to us that they are left with only one option of Rico Lewis, and Rico Lewis cannot be trusted. And this is where the boost has gone ahead to come in through. After I've gotten a story coming in from Nathan Gissing, his Edimazio owner page confirmed to us that Kyle Walker is now expected to inform Pep Guardiola of his decision to leave Man City in the coming hours after agreeing to a move to join Bayern Munich this summer. And then Portugal confirmed to us that Bayern have reached a verbal agreement with Kyle Walker now. Walker ready to sign for Bayern Munich. As he said yesterday, now Bayern has to find an agreement with Man City. Contract until 25 plus 1 added year. Now, when you look at this, it would shock you as an Arsenal fan, that we are wanting Cancelo and Man City is going to lose Kyle Walker to Bayern Munich. But as that was up, looks like Man City are welcoming this deal and they want Cancelo out to an extent that they've gone ahead and found what we call a replacement for this guy. And this replacement has been found at a club where Cancelo was loaned and where Kyle Walker is going, and that is Benjamin Pavard. And it's exclusive coming in from Fabrizio Romano that Man City have now Benjamin Pavard on top of their list as the new right back. Pavard is Man City's priority in case Kyle Walker will join Bayern Munich. Deal advanced on player side but not completed yet. Bayern and City will discuss about Walker and Pavard. Now, with Man City going in for Pavard, that keeps Arsenal into a very huge chance of getting Cancelo, meaning that City now are sold totally on an idea to see Cancelo out of their club. That is it. They want him out, totally out, and that is not something they are going to sit down and obviously even argue about. So as it stands, Arsenal still have their man on their ladder, and Man City are willing to sell. And when you look at a story I brought to you that the hijack is going to come in through, Barcelona is wanting João Cancelo on loan. Remember, João Cancelo is 29 years of age. Now, if you loan him to Barcelona, he's going to turn 30. Next year in May, he will be 30 years of age. Meaning that a player turning 30 just see his price depreciating. And Man City wouldn't like to lose money on this player, because every year they spend not selling him and loaning him, they are losing out on money, because Barcelona has to make a loan offer of some huge amount of money. I believe Man City will call for like a 10 million euros of loan fee, and they'll call for Barcelona to pay the salary of João Cancelo. So I think Barcelona won't handle that, and maybe the destination left will only be Arsenal, and maybe Man City will come back and obviously tell Arsenal, all right, we are willing to get hold of your 35 to 40 million pounds for João Cancelo, because they had earlier called in for 60 million pounds for João Cancelo. But with Man City getting in Pavard, that means they are willing to sell this player. They are willing to sell João Cancelo, and it's a mega boost of João Cancelo to Arsenal. Now, it's all in the hands of Arsenal to make their move early enough, because if at all they don't make their move early enough, teams in Saudi Arabia might come in through and obviously say Cancelo is wanted in Saudi Arabia, and maybe they're willing to offer the 60 million pounds that Man City value their right back that was once the best right back in the world, because Cancelo is just a joy to watch. He's just a very good player, and at Arsenal he will be one of those that will bring in a lot of energy and adrenaline to that squad of Arsenal, with a lot of winning encouragement and mentality boosts in that club of Arsenal. So let's wait and see how that pans out. I think Man City is welcoming back its players. I think next week, especially those who took part into the international break, and João Cancelo is among. Let's see whether he's going to be welcomed at the training ground, because Pep doesn't want him close to his team, and he needs to find a solution with his agents. I reported you earlier that the agents of Cancelo have already held talks with Arsenal, and they've shown genuine interest to their client, and they are here waiting to see how everything is going to pan out between João Cancelo and Man City, and they're waiting to see whether Arsenal is going to go ahead and obviously make a bid. And the agents of João Cancelo will want an immediate reaction to their client, because they want him to go for the preseason and obviously find himself fitting into the squad of the player. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But Cancelo to Arsenal mega boost is on us. Barcelona looks like they don't want to pay money for João Cancelo, not because they don't have it, but even if they pay money for him, they're not going to find themselves in a position of really getting him into their team. So that is it, combining three stories at once that have gone ahead to give us the boost of João Cancelo. Now, there is a player that I've always loved. This is Hudson Odoi, who was on loan at Bayer Leverkusen, and right now he's back at Chelsea, and Chelsea is looking to sell the player. And finally, after him rejecting bids from Saudi Arabia, as Chelsea are really having lots of links that side, and they thought that he was one of those players they could offload to that side, positive talks have taken place with Fulham for Hudson Odoi, and are going to really see to it that they really get the player on. Hudson Odoi was once liked by Mikel Arteta and very many other Premier League teams, but he chose to go on loan at Bayer Leverkusen to see to it that he can improve himself and maybe put himself in that ilk of being able to do the needful of impressing the Chelsea manager and obviously come back on a high. But things never worked on very well at Bayer Leverkusen, as he couldn't really meet the standards of even Alonso. But he's back at Cobham training with Chelsea, and he's really looking for a move, and looks like another London team called Fulham is in for the player. The player, I think, is positive to go obviously and play for Fulham. But the big question is, how much money will the player be available for? And he will be one of those players that Chelsea are really adding onto their selling spree, as they did early this pre-season. Pulisic to AC Milan, this other guy, that tall guy that also went to AC Milan. He was a Chelsea player. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, then Eduardo Mendy, Khalid Koulibaly. Those four have already left. Now, Hudson Odoi is next in queue to leave. Then Romelu Lukaku, a second bid has been put in by Inter Milan of close to 30 million euros. He might be in line leaving the club. Then Chalobah is another one that Chelsea are looking to offload. Hakimi Ziyech, after failing a medical, he's also looking to be offloaded. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is another one that looks to be wanting to be offloaded by the club of Chelsea. So Chelsea is working hard to see to it that they really offload these players and get in money enough to get in maybe a center forward and another midfielder to strengthen their team. They had a team of close to 36 senior players, and they needed to offload 12 to stay with at least 24, such that they add on the other academy players to make a squad of 30 plus after the window closes. So as it stands, Hudson Odoi is going to find himself going to Fulham, and I think it's a move that is work out for him because he is a very good player, and maybe sometimes he needs a new start off, as it's called for by his agents. Lastly, it's official. FC Barcelona sanctioned by UEFA under the financial fair play rules, fine of 500,000 euros for wrongly declaring during the 2022 financial year profits resulting from the disposal of intangible assets other than transfers of players which do not constitute relevant incomes within the regulations. Now, this comes in through after United has also been fined 300,000 euros for the same issues of not really balancing up their books and having some loose ends into their books. Now, what is financial fair play? Financial fair play rule. It is the gap between your revenue and your transfers plus wage bills of your players. So if at all you don't really find yourself in that situation of making money in that ilk to see to it that you run things up as they're supposed to be ran, then you're supposed to be fined. And people have always taken this for granted, but you are fine, and that's why Man City have found themselves in a situation of having 110 cases or violations to answer, and if at all those violations go into conceding of Man City, or Man City might find themselves losing out trophies. So it's one of those things that we should take on with a lot of attention to detail too, because it's real, and obviously it can haunt you if at all you are not prepared, and you mess with it, you can see fines coming in through. United has been fined £300,000 a week, Barcelona €500,000. So that's what I had for you. Tell me your thoughts about Cancelo to Arsenal Mega Boost. All those are welcome in the comment section below. Hudson Odoi, would you like him to go to Fulham? And lastly, Barcelona being fined, do you think it's really going to help them stabilize, or they are going to suffer a little bit more? I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I'm out.